Hey folks, welcome back to Chris White Africa on Indaba Africa, the Indaba Broadcasting Network. Pleasure to have you here with us today. Welcome to everybody out there, wherever you find yourselves around the world. Pleasure to have everybody join us once again. So we got back to a normal broadcast day yesterday on Boxing Day with the morning... blah, blah, blah. That's all, folks. With the morning straight voltage stream, news of the day, and then we had our Night Owls edition once again yesterday. So welcome back. We'll be getting back into the swing of things. I had a few days where we only did one broadcast because either it was Christmas Eve, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, or Boxing Day. So we're back now, folks. Welcome to everyone. I hope everyone's doing well out there today. I saw that light rain coming in from the west coast of the U.S. said, hey, loves the Cabela's photograph. That's well done. You've identified it correctly. That is Cabela's. That's an outdoor store, a outdoor recreation store here in the U.S., but it's just one of many. I made a note of here, some of them. We've lost a few of late as they went belly up before coronavirus, and now with coronavirus, I don't know what's going to happen, but Cabela's is massive. It's good. I'm not the biggest fan, but that's the best Cabela's I've ever seen. There's one here in Pennsylvania on the way to Allentown. That's one in Wheeling, West Virginia. It's massive. They have an awesome white-tailed deer display, which I showed folks in a video. You can catch it on my channel. By the way, folks, if you're not catching all my videos or getting updates, check for the videos. For instance, last night I did that video, Trump Must Go, President Trump Must Go. And it's doing okay. It's got about 2,400 views. That's better than any video I've done this month so far. It's been a salty crack December. But that one's doing okay. And then I did right after that, I published a video on Dr. Fraud. Yes, Dr. Fraud, who's now changing his description of what herd immunity is, as if he just is the definer of what these things are, just out of the blue. So Dr. Fraud has now changed his opinion. It's not 60% of a population for herd immunity against this Wuhan. It's now 90%, according to Dr. Fraud. So please tune in and watch that video. I only had about 200 views on that one, so it's 1/10 of the other one. I don't know why. Maybe because anything that gets Trump's name gets attention. Maybe that's what's happening. But back to the outdoor stores, Cabela's. Then we have REI, Recreation Equipment Incorporated. It's a co-op. I'm a member of REI, have been for 25 years. They're fantastic. Most people order things from REI online, unless you live in the Pacific Northwest. And that's where they're actually from, that area out in the Washington State, Seattle area. REI is an amazing company and does amazing things. But they don't do the outdoor sort of thing quite at the same level that Cabela's does. It's more of a hiking and adventure store than it is a hunting and fishing store, which is what Cabela's and these others happen to be as well. Then we had Gander Mountain, which unfortunately went belly up. Gander Mountain is out of business. They went bankrupt, filed for bankruptcy. Gander Mountain was another good option. Then we also had something that came along briefly, named after the outdoor magazine, Field and Stream. They had a Field and Stream built right down the road here in Camp Hill, Pennsylvania, across the Susquehanna on the west side, the western shore of the Susquehanna in Camp Hill. That store was built as a freestanding store next to the Capital City Mall over there, and they've gone out of business. That Field and Stream was actually owned by Dick's Sporting Goods, if I'm not mistaken, and it proved to be a venture that didn't work out. So Field and Stream has gone out of business. Now there's a Sportsman's Paradise there, which is some other small brand. And then the big daddy of them all, that's Bass Pro Shops. Bass Pro Shops are unbelievable, folks. They're amazing. Bass Pro Shops have it all, just like Cabela's. So there's really just two of these outdoor stores nationwide chains that still exist. That's Cabela's and Bass Pro Shops. And then, of course, the granddaddy of them all, which most people have always ordered their items through the mail. Before online, you used to have a catalog and you would order, send in your request, or you would mail it in, or you would call it in. But then, of course, they have a flagship store up there in Freeport, Maine. And who am I talking about? But no one other than LL Bean. LL Bean is the granddaddy of outdoor shops, folks. Now, some people might say, what about Eddie Bauer? Well, Eddie Bauer is an outdoor brand, but Eddie Bauer has become more of a clothing line than an outdoor store. And Eddie Bauer stores are clothing stores, not outdoor stores. So really you have Cabela's and you have Bass Pro Shop. And that's pretty much it, folks. There you go. Welcome to everybody in the stream. How's everybody doing? Your Trump video is brilliant. Thank you, Avril Reeves. Appreciate that. So I got attacked, of course, the typical sort of thing. I just left it up there. Someone said, am I a racist? What in that video is racial? Not a damn thing. It's tongue in cheek. It's honesty. It's pointing out shortcomings of the Trump administration while pointing out their successes and pointing out the lunacy of the idiotic, deep deeply disturbed left. Anyway, so yeah, but I see nothing racist in that video. So what a comical bunch of nonsense. When you have no other tool, you can't make a cogent argument. All you do is call people names. Don't you love it, folks? Audrey's here. Welcome, Audrey. Is it really Audrey? I think it is, because Audrey says good evening off our cottons and not a cloned Audrey. Light Rain, good to see you from the West Coast. Teresa Bauman. These are early morning hours for Light Rain, because the West Coast is 3 hours behind, so it's 8 a.m. out there on a Sunday. Welcome. Keith Alderson's here. Teresa's good to see you again. Rainier Dutoy. Leon Kleinhens is there. Welcome to you again. Elizabeth, always good to see you. Nicholas Groves, welcome, Nicholas. Always happy to have you on board. Beaver is here. Hi, Beaver. And Avro Reeves, Charlene Hahn, welcome. Patrick Vuchafenich, Merry Christmas to you and the family. An honorary South African says, well, thank you so much for that, Patrick. I appreciate that, and I accept, but I will retain my USA passport. Yeah, just say it. Dion Fundamervis says, thank you for trying to speak out and do something for South Africa. We need more people like you in the international community. Well, I would agree with that, Dion. It's my pleasure. Folks, next week I will, or this coming, after this weekend, I will be talking about Plasmoord once again, farm murders in South Africa, which have not stopped. And it's unfortunate, but it does need more attention. So I will be making videos about that coming up this week. So not something to look forward to, because we never want to watch a video about farm murders or discussion about what's happening. But it is necessary to bring it to the world's attention. Also, folks, please, I beg, yes, I'm e-begging that you share my channel with family and friends. Let people know about the channel. Get them to become subscribers. YouTube's games are playing up. I find it virtually impossible to believe that when thousands of people watch videos, including 60+% of the viewers being not subscribers, or excuse me, 37% being not subscribers, that ought to be picking up some subscribers. But I'm actually losing subscribers. We've gone from 20,232 down to 20,110. At this rate, by January 1st, I'll be back below 20,000 subscribers. So hoping that we can pick up some new subscribers as YouTube unsubscribes people before we wind up below the 20,000. I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I made that video at the end of November when I was excited. We hit 20,000 subscribers and said, hey, let's push to 25,000, see how close we can get. And we've gone nowhere. We got to 20,232, and then we've pretty much fallen down. December's been a disastrous month for subscribers. So please share the word with folks. Let people know about it. If you've got, if you're on Facebook groups, or you're on WhatsApp groups, or you're on MeWe or Parler or Twitter, please let people know about the channel. If you find the content appealing or interesting or informative, please let the people know about it. By the way, I was thinking about doing a video about Eswatini, talk to people about what Eswatini is, a little bit about the history, and what are your thoughts on that? You want to see something on Swaziland or no? Okay, so Avril's here. U.S. Bormeister's back. Good to see you again. And where are we at there? Tonic69, welcome to you. And Jürgen Hlasik is here again. Good to see you, Jürgen. Moya Rodriguez. Moya, it's always nice to see you on there. Jansa van der Rensburg is back. Trevor Bush, Mathilde Becker. It's interesting. So many women are in the chat, but my viewership is 3/4 men. Yet the chatters are about 40 to 50% female. I always find that interesting. Hey, Jessica, good to see you again there. And then, let's see. Made it on time today, says Jax. Yeah, well, cool beans. Well, we're back to the regular schedule here. So, yeah, spread the word, please, says Patrick. And then Jason Venter, much respect. Well, thank you so much for the Blue Moon. Pleasure to see you again. Thank you so much. Tons of YouTubers reporting election fraud or being shadow banned. Yeah, it is happening, Henry Ford. So we have to get even more people. Network down, had to buy data, can't stay long, Nicholas. Deactivate house alarm. Also, my uncle decided to stop living in the early... Oh, gosh, Nicholas, I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Our condolences to Nicholas Groves. Sorry to hear that. If you can't stay, don't stay, Nicholas. You can always catch up on it later when it's not live. Brett's here. Hey, Brett, good to see you. Stuart Frodsam says, I have a friend who found out his parents voted for Biden. He's so pissed he's never visiting their graves again. Oh, Stuart, you just made my day. That's the best joke I've heard. I have a friend who found out his parents voted for Biden. He's so pissed he's never visiting their grave again. Brett says, are you still steadily losing subscribers? Not steadily. Now that the rate's picking up, I'm losing 16 to 30 per day the last 4 or 5 days. That's why I say I'm not going to make it to 2021 with 20,000 subscribers at this rate. And that includes many of you. Many of you have told me and written to me and said, hey, I got unsubscribed. Some people have been unsubscribed twice in the same day by YouTube. What's that all about? You're legitimate users. You have your legitimate accounts. Why are you being unsubscribed from a channel that you subscribe to? It's just crazy stuff, folks. It also explains, and as I said all along, it's always been the case when it comes to paid memberships. 1/3 of my paid members never get renewed automatically, and many of them don't even know about it. So, yep. That is the best joke I've heard this week. Thank you for sharing that. Hey, Nigel's back. Nigel, good to see you again. Hendo, MF, Lynn Duplessis, Nicholas Grove, saying thanks to everyone. Robert Hafe, they unsubscribed me. There you go. See, there's another person. Robert Hafe says they've been unsubscribed. Well, please resubscribe, Robert. Thank you. Yeah, people are passing their condolences on to Nicholas. Yes, shame to lose your uncle like that. It's not the best time. Losing my mother, I was hoping that she wouldn't pass, but she was suffering, and in the end, she was ready to go. And actually, she passed at a time that will be easy for me to remember. December 7th, of course, which is Pearl Harbor Day. I'll always be able to remember that now. And it's also the day Chuck Yeager died. So an aviation and aerospace icon. So it's going to be easy to remember. But also 7th, we were able to have her funeral service on the 19th. And then we could try to celebrate the Christmas holiday and New Year's, even with that hanging. But at least it didn't occur at that time. So, yeah. Yes. Anyway, so there you go, folks. Wow, we're pushing up to 80 plus people currently watching the program. Thank you very much, folks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about the outdoor shops because Light Rain mentioned that at the outset, so I talked about it. But now we must talk about something else, folks. I must talk about something else. December 26th, Boxing Day, South Africa reported 994,911 confirmed cases of the Wuhan coronavirus, which means that today, the 27th of December 2020, South Africa has now surpassed 1 million confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the country. There's a super chat from Brett. Ho, 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 ho. Keep up the good work, Chris. You do a good job in spite of YouTube's far leftist propaganda. Have you ever had a chance of visiting Somalia? If so, what was it like? Also, what's your favorite city in South Africa? Why is it? Brett, I've never been to Somalia. I've trained the Somali National Army. I was actually the paymaster for the Somali National Army. What a weird thing to be. But when I served in the American Embassy, I was the person who confirmed and verified and signed the pay vouchers for the Somali National Army that was being trained in Uganda before being sent back to Somalia, the cadre, the basis for the new Somali National Force. So I've never been to Somalia. I was actually nearly there a couple of times. The first time was in 1992. I was in an aviation brigade in Germany, and I was alerted that I was going to Somalia with a platoon of Black Hawk aircraft from one of our companies. And so I prepped to go to Somalia. I went to the airport at Rhein-Main, and then I got a call just before I got on the plane. I was told to come back to Hanau and that I wasn't going. And I wasn't disappointed because my thoughts about Somalia were hepatitis, malaria, and that's not anything I want. So it turns out the platoon went to Kismayu, located in the southern part of the country down near the Kenyan border. They provided relief for food supplies and were very successful. And the briefing that we gave them as the intelligence officers back in Germany was the only intelligence they ever got. We were told originally on a Friday that on Sunday we were deploying to Somalia. That's what we were told. And as it turned out, everyone thought the whole brigade was going to Somalia on Sunday, but it was impossible. So it turned out it was the following week that we sent one platoon of Black Hawks to support the 12th Aviation Brigade, which went to Somalia. And I was supposed to go, but was pulled back at the last minute. So on that weekend, after Friday getting the warning order that we were going to Somalia, and we found out on Saturday that we weren't going on Sunday, so we had time. On that Sunday, we held a briefing in the theater. Why am I getting skipped frames? Unbelievable. There's nothing going on here. I'm not even talking to anybody. Anyway, so let me just shut down a little bit of stuff here and see if I can't free some things up, folks. That's just crazy. I have a bunch of news here that I want to get to, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to use it now. So let me shut this one down too, see if that helps. Maybe that'll help out a little bit. Anyway, and task. Okay, so I've just got rid of a few things. Windows Explorer, let's get rid of that one. Oops, I can't do that. That was a mistake. Oh, crap. Now I'm stuck. That was the wrong thing to close, Windows Explorer. Anyway, good Lord. Oh, my goodness. Wow, now my screen is all horked up here, folks. I'm all horked up. I really can't do much of anything. This is crazy. This is crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyway, so, wow, I don't have control of anything right now. So anyway, I'll get back to the story. Shoot. Well, that sucks. Now I've got the gray screen of death here, and I really can't do much with it. So, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let me try this. Anyway, so there's a super chat coming in. Patrick, thank you so much for the super chat. Ho, ho, ho. It's a stripper chat. Ooh. Well, I won't strip, but I will show you. And Brett, I haven't finished answering your questions. I will show you my Rugby United New York 2020 home jersey. Pretty cool, huh? Anyway, so there you go. Yeah, so I didn't go to Somalia then. And then later when I was in Uganda, I was training the Somali forces and we were sending people periodically to Somalia. But there was a restriction, a ban on American soldiers going. It was eased and lifted. We were allowed to have 50 at one time there. And I nearly went to Somalia on a couple occasions, but did not go. So I've never been to Somalia. Now, Brett's other questions were, what's Brett's other questions? You ever had a chance of this? What if it's... what's your favorite city in South Africa? Pretoria is my favorite city in South Africa. I love Pretoria. I love the feel of Pretoria. Interesting place. I love the geographical location, the terrain. Yeah, it's my favorite place. A lot of people are like, what? No, but I love Pretoria. Yep. Never been unsubscribed to any channel. I do have a paid for family package and free. So guess what? Money talks? No. No, Lynn, that's not true. It's not money talks. I'll tell you because, for instance, Herman Roos, who is a paid member of my channel, Herman Roos is a paid member of my channel. He was unsubscribed. They still took money out of his pocket, but they unsubscribed him from my channel. So Lynn, it's not that. It's this channel being targeted, and I don't know why. We've also seen on 2 occasions in December and late November in which so-called YouTube moderators came in and deleted people's comments and took their comments out of the chat, and they didn't say anything offensive. We weren't able to go back and see the chat because it was just deleted. Very quickly, I think I missed something here. Let me go back just before the super chat. Let me see if I saw that. I don't see it there. I thought I saw something. Hendo, you lost your uncle on the 20th of December as well. My apologies and condolences to you as well, Hendo. Wow, December's been a crappy month for so many of us. Condolences on your loss, Hendo. Thank you for sharing that with us. Wow, that's 2 folks who lost their uncle this month. Sucks. Hey, Louise, good to see you there. I missed you too as well. I'm just going back here. You also have trouble pronouncing Pucky. No, I don't have trouble pronouncing it. I just don't speak Afrikaans particularly well. Yeah, so yeah, you may not have been unsubscribed, but lots of people are getting unsubscribed. Yeah, it's crazy, folks, but it's true. I subscribe and like 2 clicks. That means nothing to you, but it helps this media. Well, thank you, Patrick. Yep. Apparently our president has meetings today. We'll address Monday or Tuesday. Well, they're supposed to meet on Monday or Tuesday. I don't know if they were going to meet today. So that's interesting. So thanks for sharing that. But yeah, I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. I was getting to it and then I saw Brett's super chat and then we had a super chat came up. It was a stripper chat though. So no question to answer there. Holding you in your heart. Oh, that's nice. A loss is always painful, but a loss near Christmas Day. I knew it was coming, but always sad when it happened. Strength. Yep, exactly. There's another super chat. Oh, what's going on here? Ho, 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 ho. John Jarvis is giving a super chat. 70 Rand. Thank you so much for that, John. What year's your super chat says? So thanks very much for the President Trump Must Go video. Unbiased appraisal, well presented. Hope you like the Joni Mitchell link. I think it may be appropriate going forward. Not a big fan of Joni Mitchell, but thank you for sharing that. But yeah, her music is very popular. Patrick Vukofenig is doing a super chat too. I need to try to get control of my PC back, folks. Give me a second here. Let me see. It's not here. It's not letting me bring it back. I did this before. I managed to pull this off. I'm trying to figure out how I did this. Interesting. So let me try that. Maybe I can go here. Nope, that's not let me there. Not let me there. Not let me there. I got to get Windows running again. So let me try. I need a command prompt is what I need. Command prompt. Anyway, this is very crazy. So power usage. That's not what I want to see. I want to see CPU usage and memory. That's crazy. So maybe if I do this for a moment, folks, give me just a second here. I'm going to reduce myself on the screen and see what happens over here if I have control. Okay, so I've got this now, but I don't have control of Windows. It's just gray screen. Now I've lost that. That sucks. There we go. Anyway, sorry about that, folks. Shoot. Now I've got to... I can't... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, folks. This is a real mess right now. I can't get control of anything because I've lost... There we go. All right, so we got it back. But I've lost... I need a command prompt, and I don't know how to get a command prompt. Control-Alt-Delete does not give me an opportunity for command prompt. Let me try this. What is that? Task Manager. I want a command prompt. It doesn't do that there. Anyway, it doesn't let me start there. Somehow I figured this out once before. I'm not sure how I pulled it off. Anyway, yeah, so Hakan Feldman is here. Welcome to you. MF, Spark Plug Hospitals, private government is full of COVID patients. They're almost empty. I get what you're saying. What I meant was my YouTube is not free, or I'm just lucky not ever being unsubscribed from channels. No, I think you're just lucky, Lynn. Surprising you haven't been unsubscribed to my channel. Look, I can tell you. See, it's not anecdotal. It's factual. People, dozens of people, at least 2 or 3 dozen people have contacted me so far and said, "Hey, I got unsubscribed. Why did you unsubscribe me?" For those that don't know YouTube particularly well, I have to tell them that I didn't unsubscribe from anything. I have no control over it. I don't even know who subscribed to my channel. It used to be that in the early days of the channel, YouTube would send me notifications whenever somebody subscribed, and that was pretty cool. I knew who the subscribers were. Then they reduced it to about one every 5 subscribers. And I don't know if that's the normal way that YouTube does things as you gain more and more subscribers. And eventually, after about 3 months, they just stopped telling me anybody subscribed. I don't know who's subscribed. I don't know who's unsubscribed. It's crazy. Your windows are broken. Yes, my window's broken, but that's my fault because I was trying to get RAM back and I broke my windows. It's not the first time I did it. Yeah, it's a pretty cool jersey, Ants. I love this one. This is brand new one for 2021 season. Really nice. And the patterns are up on top as well as down here. It looks like kind of like the steel you find on a steel floor. It's pretty cool. Try to type in command. Yeah, but where do I, that will get you. Yeah, but where do I type in command? I'm trying to find command. There's no window to type in command. I need an application to do it from. If I can Control Shift Escape. Thank you. Control Shift Escape. Now, if we go offline, you'll know why. Okay. Yeah, that just gets me Task Manager. That doesn't get me a command line. Oh, run new task. Let me try that. There we go. Command. Or Explorer. I can just try Explorer. Let me try that. There we go. I ran Explorer and it's back, folks. Got it back. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just realized that there's a file at the top of that window. So I got it back, folks. We are back. We are cooking with Sterno again. I can once again see all of my windows. Thank you, Microsoft. Where's Ronaldo, man? If Ronaldo was here, he would just be ragging all over me. Yeah, Jax is passing condolences along. Excellent. Leo Vignanza, yeah, okay, I got that. Thank you, guys. We're back. It's all back on the screen here at the start menu. Leo Vignanza, there's no start menu. You don't understand. If you close Explorer when you're in Task Manager, you lose your ribbon bar. There is no Explorer. There's no command prompt. That bottom of the screen disappeared completely. It was all gray. It's back now, though, folks. I brought it back, and I've got control. So there you go. All discovery comes from one of 2 sources, anecdotes or accidents. That's true. And necessity is the mother of invention. That's why we invent things. Just sack the entire IT department at Indaba. There you go, Paul. We will fire the IT department here. Those people are really not getting the job done. MF says, Jack T, glad you have a president. A lot of us don't have one to recognize anybody. Okay, so folks, yeah, so I've done a video about the 1 million cases of COVID-19 in South Africa, and that video talks about what's likely to come this week. Where's my notes on that? I had some notes. Now, where did they go? Good Lord. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, there's my notes. There's my notes, yeah. So Sunday Times reporting that Ramaphosa, this is from a government source, is reporting that Ramaphosa is calling an urgent cabinet meeting on Tuesday, the 29th of December, to discuss new lockdown restrictions for South Africa. The Sunday Times has speculated that can include reducing the size of gatherings, restrictions on movement, closing of borders, and limitations on alcohol. There you go. Now, I would say that it's likely to include those things as well as possibly tighter curfew hours in South Africa, beaches closed across the country, bannings of all gatherings. This is insanity, folks. Things weren't this constrained under apartheid. This is worse than apartheid, what the government's doing to people. It's crazy. Oh, I'm sure that they'll take that little clip and they'll come back and make some nonsense about it, but think about it. Levin says, now you know why I hate Microsoft. Well, I hate Microsoft because they're a monopolistic predator that has been undermining competition for 4+ decades. I've never liked Microsoft. And Jax uses the term president very loosely. I got you. Well, none of you voted for Ramaphosa to be president. Not a single one of you. Not unless you're a member of parliament. None of you voted. What the hell has alcohol to do with the spreading of the virus? Well, Nigel, I don't agree with the restrictions, but the bottom line is this, is that when people are inebriated or intoxicated, their judgment is impaired and they do stupid things. They don't social distance. They gather in places they shouldn't gather. That's the argument for not allowing alcohol. That's the bottom line. I don't agree with it. but the logic is sound. Now, banning tobacco makes no sense whatsoever. It was utterly ridiculous. All it did was lead to a proliferation of dodgy cigarette vendors in South Africa and a huge boon for Zimbabwe, which desperately needed cash as it shipped its illegal cigarettes across the border with smugglers and helped the gangsters in South Africa become incredibly wealthy while punishing people addicted to tobacco, making them pay 10 times the normal price for a dodgy product of questionable origin, and their safety was put at risk. Who knows what those cigarettes were made with, and it's a real problem. But yeah, the tobacco ban was nonsensical. The alcohol ban, at least there's some reasonable logic to it, even though I don't agree with it. Hey, Lynn. Today's been held because of all the fear mongering. Yeah, no, I'm sure people are talking about fear mongering. That's why I did the video, just to talk about it. But South Africa, which sees an average of 60 murders per day, and also is the world's largest number of HIV positive people on the planet, is in South Africa, even larger than India, a country of an immensely larger population. 1.6 billion people in India has less HIV positive people than South Africa, which is 58 million people. Despite all that, folks, now South Africa also has the dubious distinction of being the first country in Africa to surpass the 1 million confirmed cases of Wuhan coronavirus COVID-19. So there you go. But folks, please don't skip going back and watching my Dr. Fraud video. Also, if you haven't watched the Donald Trump video, please watch that. You see a few people mentioned here they thought was pretty good. It's a long one, but there was a lot to say. So please go watch both those videos. And after this is over, I'll be publishing another video. And that's a video about the 1 million threshold for Wuhan coronavirus COVID-19 in South Africa. Conservative Resurgence, one of the channels I'm subscribed to, lost 2,000 subscribers. It is. Yeah, it is. It is. It absolutely is. Yep. Lockdown for New Year. Yeah, lockdown for New Year. Exactly right. Sharon, I'm going to make that prediction right now. Right now, I'm going to make the prediction that the ANC will destroy New Year's Eve and New Year's Day with lockdowns, and they'll ban things, and they'll actually put the SANDF and the SAPs out to break up your parties. Of course, those folks will probably not be wearing masks or maintaining social distancing. They'll grab people and throw them in the back of vans or mambas where they're exposed to people who actually have the virus, and that's the kind of reaction. But I am predicting that the ANC will ban gatherings for New Year's, and they will not allow any public gatherings for New Year's. That's what I'm expecting. Light Rain, has anyone seen the video of the explosion in Nashville, not coming from the RV, but across the street? Don't trust the video. No, I haven't seen that video, Light Rain, but we will talk about Nashville. By the way, people asked me my thoughts on Nashville, and I gave them my initial thoughts. Now, bear in mind, folks, that there was no information from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, the ATF, or the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI. They had disclosed no information to us. But what do we get today from the mayor of Nashville? Now, some people are incredulous and don't believe this is true, but reports out of Nashville are pretty much on what I said it's likely to be. I said they may try to paint it as some right-wing nut job, but based on the fact that they found human tissue remains in the bomb and the fact that the bombing had a recording which told people to leave so that no one would be injured or killed, and that this took place outside the AT&T building, I said that it seems likely that this could very well, we might find out in the end that this was a suicide, that someone decided to make a big statement as they took themselves out. This is what the mayor of Nashville is now talking about, folks. You heard that here first on Chris White Africa, your free analysis, what I offered to you yesterday, folks. This is coming from Mail Online, the UK's Daily Mail. Nashville mayor, here we go. I'm going to get over here very quickly. Nashville mayor believes bomber was targeting the AT&T building in suicide attack amid reports he was paranoid that 5G was spying on Americans. As neighbors say, he was an oddball who was constantly tinkering with the antenna on his roof. Anthony Quinn Warner, 63, is said to be the FBI's main person of interest in the Christmas morning explosion. He's believed to have died when an RV blew up outside Nashville's AT&T building, leaving 3 injured. DNA tests are being performed on suspected human remains found near the scene. Well, there you go, folks. I did say yesterday that now I'm not claiming I'm correct. What I'm saying is that based on the information I had available, based on the circumstance of the bombing, based on my experience in counterterrorism and in my years of service, my estimation was it's possible that this may have been a suicide. And we don't know. We'll see. But the national mayor is now saying that 24 hours after I told you right here in Chris White Africa that it sounds like this may have been a suicide. Devolve says that story reeks of bullshit, like you can trust the official narrative. Well, Devolve, you may think it reeks of bullshit, but with the limited information I had yesterday, that was the conclusion I came to. is that it appears this may have been a suicide. It may have been an effort to send a message. If we hadn't found human remains, I wouldn't have made that statement. But the fact that they may have found human remains makes it questionable. So anyway, yep. Graham, welcome to you. Rather late than ever. Yeah, that's always good to have you here. Thanks for joining. Folks, you're listening to Chris White Africa on the Indaba Africa channel on YouTube, part of the Indaba Broadcasting Network, the IBN. Welcome to the IBM today, folks. Pleasure to have you with us. Matilda says, ANC are worse than the Grinch, stole Christmas, and now they're going to take New Year's too. They're not going to try. They're going to take New Year's, folks. They're meeting Tuesday, which is the 29th. That's not coincidental. That gives them the 30th for Ramaphosa to come out and tell you that your New Year's is gone and to make it happen. Gert Janssen van Rensburg says, ANC cancer is the Grinch that stole 500 billion rand. Christmas and now trying for New Year. Chris, I think it's an attack at AT&T. He should have just used an EMP if he wanted to hurt them. Yeah, no, EMP would work. John Jarvis says, my prediction is as follows. They will designate more areas as hotspots. In these, they shall close pubs and restaurants, also restrict movement, same as level 1. Yeah, that's a reasonable prediction, John. I think that you're spot on in your prediction there. Why am I getting this weird thing going on my computer over here? It's like it's that's loading a video. That's why. My goodness. That stupid thing. Anyway, sorry. There's a video loading over here, so I've just shut it down. Anyway, yeah, so did you know Congress voted $4 billion to Israel in 2021? Press doesn't tell Americans figured out where much of tax. No, that's not news, Paul. Ever since 1978, the United States has given $4 billion per year to Israel and $2 billion per year to Egypt, with a brief exception during the Muslim Brotherhood taking over in Egypt after the Arab Spring, which was foolishly encouraged by the juvenile and inexperienced Barack Hussein Obama. Other than that brief period when the Muslim Brotherhood was in charge of Egypt, we have given Egypt $1.9 to $2 billion of aid every single year. About $800 million of that is economic aid and $1.2 billion is military aid. Israel gets nearly $4 billion of military aid each and every year. That's not news, Paul. That's not news. I know where that money's been going since 1978. And that's the reason why we have peace between Egypt and Israel. That's why. Without that money, that was a consequence of the singular success of the James Earl Carter presidency, the Camp David Accords. Peace is likely not to have remained between Egypt and Israel, and a conflict there would be disastrous. So the $6 billion per year that we pay to Egypt and Israel ensures that there's peace between these two countries, and it's money that some would say is well spent. I don't know if it's well spent, but I don't disagree with the reason why it's being spent there. That's not news. The frustration I have with it is that most of the money spent in foreign military assistance actually goes to Egypt and Israel. And then with Iraq and Afghanistan, a lot of it went there. So the rest of us were looking for scraps to try to help militaries professionalize and respect the rule of law, participate effectively in peacekeeping. We were just, on the, please, sir, more soup, please, sir, more soup. We were on the sidelines begging for money in Africa while Egypt and Israel get the lion's share. And then after Iraq and Afghanistan came along, they sucked up even more. So, yeah, no, we're well aware of that, Paul. That's not news. That's not news. Maybe a lot of people in the public don't know about it, but I certainly know about it. What about the 30 or so gunshots? Well, that was interesting, Mr. Punisher, but it may be coincidental. It may just be happenstance. It is downtown. Maybe somebody was out drunk or something like that. Who knows? Christmas Day, you never know. Or maybe there's a theft. But there's been no indication or report from the ATF, the FBI, or the Nashville police that those shots were around the RV. They were just in the vicinity of it, and that's why police were out. Maybe they weren't shots. Maybe they were firecrackers and meant to draw the police attention at 5:30 in the morning so that people would start hearing the warnings. Because let's be honest, if you're walking past an RV and you start hearing this, there will be a bomb exploding here in 15 minutes, evacuate the area. Most people are like, what the hell? What's going on here? But if a police officer who's trained to deal with this sort of situation hears that, they're going to start knocking on doors and calling the police station to get people evacuated. And it seems as if everything was done reasonable by the attacker to limit or prevent fatalities. Anything is flammable in the right conditions. There are a multitude of substances that are easily accessible and manufactured. That's true. That's true. Is it just me or the screen just go blurry? As far as I know, the screen is not blurry. Anybody else get a blurry screen? So let me see. I closed so many things here, so let me just close a few more things here. Get there, get a little more RAM back. Okay, yeah, I'm looking good on RAM now. But now I don't have window into how many people watching. Wow, folks, we're over 124. Go, thank you. Buy a donkey. Wow, folks, I just looked up and noticed 125 people watching. We're back up to the audience size we had in November. November, we were running between 75 and 250 for these live streams. It was awesome. Thank you. Not blurry, no blurry. So okay, just one person's got it. Yeah. So thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate it. Yeah, 30 gunshots. That sounds like downtown Philippines. Felipe, West Virginia. Is that what we're talking about? Oh my goodness. Why don't you question location explosion more than delivery method? What do you mean question the location, Devolve? The argument is that it was done to attack AT&T. My argument yesterday is that there's far easier ways to do this. You simply go out of town and take out a node, and you would have much more effective impact than taking out a building in downtown Nashville. That was my argument. So I don't understand your question, my friend. Please explain. Sounds so far, well, people like Joe Slovo undermine SA's government. Huh? Oh, Philip in the Cape Flats. Thank you, COVID. There's a town called Felipe. It's spelled that way in West Virginia. And I'm like, that's a really small town, so that doesn't sound right. Shame on that person doubly for doing so on Christmas. Yeah, no, of course. That's just horrific. That's just terrible. Also heard those billions when I was in Israel during the 1990s. Yeah, no, we give it every year. That's not new. Hey, Gentle Inflatables, welcome to you. Are you watching from your son's bedroom? Just checking. Anyway, welcome, folks. Let's see. We had some other news to talk about here. I'll get to that. By the way, if you're going to South Korea from South Africa, good luck getting in, folks. Arrivals from South Africa go through tougher procedures when entering South Korea. And before you say nobody from South Africa goes to South Korea, that's not true. Business folks go there all the time. Busy cooking. Cool. Don't trust the FBI or the DOJ. See, that's the upshot of all this, Hendo. Many of us don't trust the FBI anymore. A lot of us have not trusted the Alcohol and Tobacco and Firearms Bureau for a couple of decades. Ruby Ridge, and then, of course, they could dismiss Ruby Ridge as just a bunch of right-wing nut jobs and got away with it. But then a religious sect of David Koresh at Waco and the way that was handled by the ATF and the FBI was abysmal. And we've not trusted the Alcohol and Tobacco and Firearms Bureau for decades, many of us. And I'm not talking about conspiracy theories. I'm just talking about average Americans. Now, many of us don't even trust the FBI. I mean, we see people commit crimes leading in the FBI, like James Comey, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Bruce Orr, Nellie Orr. No consequences whatsoever. None of these people have been charged with a crime yet. They violated the Constitution. They undermined the integrity of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act by perpetrating a fraud on the FISA court, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but at least 4 times. And no consequences whatsoever. If I go out here and drive 5 miles over the speed limit, a trooper pulls me over and I get a speeding ticket, and I have to go to court for that. But these people can violate people's civil rights, violate the Constitution, the most sacred document on the planet, and get away with it. And that's the leadership of the FBI, not even the rank and file. No punishment for them. People don't trust the FBI anymore. And it's not just nutters that don't trust them. Make Flynn the head of the FBI. No, he doesn't have the experience to be the head of the FBI. And I have questions about his leadership skills. Michael Flynn is a martyr for the right, but I am not a big fan of General Flynn. When he was the director of the Defense Intelligence Agency, he publicly contradicted the President of the United States. And while he was right with his facts, he was wrong to do what he did. It was inappropriate for him to undermine the President of the United States, just as it was inappropriate for those little biatches who were members of the Senate, who ran out and told the press, Donald Trump called African SO. He said African countries are SO countries. That was just as wrong. You don't do that. You don't undermine our foreign policy because you have a difference of opinion or you disagree with the leader in charge. That is disloyal. And that's what General Flynn did. Now, Barack Obama was wrong as the day is long, but that doesn't make it right for General Flynn to come. That's why General Flynn became a target, folks. If you're wondering why they went after Flynn, Flynn was getting payback for undermining and embarrassing Barack Obama. The deep staters don't forget. They have their icons, and when you embarrass them, they'll come after you. And that's why they went so aggressively at General Flynn. And here, by the way, let me just run through what happened here. So General Flynn was asked questions. He asked if they were investigating him or he needed a lawyer. And they said, no, you don't need a lawyer. We just need help on this investigation we're doing because we're checking into something and you probably have insight because you're access. So they lied to him, which they're allowed to do. You can lie. An investigator can lie. But they lied to him. But then they lied to him when they said that he wasn't the subject of the investigation and they denied him a lawyer. That is a crime in and of itself. He was not Mirandized. He was not read his rights. He was not warned that he was the subject of the investigation. And then they got him to say something. And he told them what he knew to be truthful. They went back, they filled out the 302, and they said that they believed he was telling the truth. Then the leadership in the FBI took that information. A lawyer fraudulently changed that document and said that he was not, I'm sorry, he was lying. And then they decided to pursue him. So they brought charges against him and they threatened him. So he hired a lawyer. Like, what am I doing here? I didn't do anything wrong. And then week after week after week, as tens of thousands of dollars drained out of his pocket, more than his entire retirement check every month was being paid in lawyer fees 2 and 3 times. I figured he had to double mortgage his house. He had to eventually sell his house because he didn't have the money. So that is how they went after him. They used the apparatus of the state, which has unlimited resources. It can prosecute you for 20 years if it wants, but you don't have the resources to defend yourself for 20 years. So even when you're innocent people take guilty pleas. He copped the plea to stop the bleeding. And then after giving him a plea agreement in which he lied, saying that he lied. So basically he lied saying he perjured himself. He perjured himself by saying that he lied to the agents, which he didn't do, in order for them to get off his back. Then they decided to prosecute him after all. And they tried to put him in jail. That's how venal and vindictive these bastards are. No one trusts the FBI anymore. Vikas De Beer says, I was away from the keyboard for a few days. Do you think South Africa is just proving ground for the Great Reset? I think that's not an unreasonable expectation. I don't know if it's intentional, but it's proving to be a fantastic breeding ground for trying out stupidity, totalitarianism, and a virus run rampant. South Africa hits that perfectly well. Sylvester says, disband the FBI and use that money for another already existing, more trustworthy law enforcement agency. Which one? I watched a Netflix film today called Death of 2020. So funny yet true. I haven't seen that one, General. Thanks for sharing that. Eternal parasites keep playing the same cards. They plead innocence, and then their hosts kick them out. I will trust Scully and Mulder more than Mulder. I'm loving it. Well said there, Hendo. Well said. Scully and Mueller. Excuse me. Mulder and Scully. Gosh. Nigel says, you're going to have to do a Zoom session later tonight. Got a real funny story to share. Okay, Nigel. I'll think about that. You can remind me. I'm actually on Zoom right now, Nigel, but that wasn't the plan for this stream. So later tonight, we can try that. Try getting anyone to publicly talk about them in a truthful manner. Who? The FBI? The truth is out there. The truth is out there. Well, is it? But I don't know. Did you see my Donald Trump must go video? I don't think the truth is out there. I don't think people want to know about it, folks. Yeah, Sidney Powell claims that members of the Trump administration of the inner circle are keeping her from getting to the president. Wow, I don't know if that's true, but it seems crazy. Good evening, everyone. Colonel, lekker warm. Yeah, I'm sure it is, Hendrik Potkita. I'm sure it's very warm in South Africa today. I imagine you're in the 30s probably, if not the 40s in some places. Yep, absolutely crazy stuff. John Jarvis says that Willy Trop must be an American thing. What did Willy say? We'll go back to what Willy said. What has smokes and beers got to do with guns? Nothing. What are you talking about? Smokes and beers. What's that got to do with guns? I don't understand your question, Billy. What are you talking about? Cigarettes and beer don't have anything to do with guns. I just came from a gun shop on Christmas Eve. I walked into a gun shop and looked, and man, their shelves were empty. Yeah, they were out of rifles of all kinds. Shotguns were gone. They must be Christmas gifts, or the leftists are actually, terrified of the coming crime wave under Sleepy Joe, Creepy Joe, Jim Crow Joe Biden, if he in fact becomes president. So, there were a lot of guns gone. But contrary to what a lot of people have been saying in South Africa, that the U.S. has a shortage of ammunition. We may have a shortage, but there was plenty of ammunition in that store. So, yeah, I saw lots of ammunition. So what else we got here? Sharon says, now I have the entire X-Files collection on DVD. Yep. Okay, well, either Paul is playing a game or someone has cloned Paul's profile. So Anyway, so remember, folks, we've got people playing the clone game here. They clone your profile. And one way to avoid it is to become a member, become a paying member for 10 Rand per month. You can avoid that because they can't replicate that. At least that's one thing that YouTube managed to keep secure. So, yeah, if you're worried about someone coming in and impersonating you. By the way, to the troll who went into Ronaldo's channel and impersonated me, you were easily called out. I know you're probably here right now, but you were easily called out because I'm a member there. And I'm a paying member, and I pay like $8 a month, $8 US a month. I'm paying for Ronaldo's Audi TT piece by piece every month. The Clone Wars hit different. Yeah, exactly. The one, the Clone Wars. We're having the Clone Wars here. Jody Taylor says, good evening. Good evening to you, Jody. Welcome. And what else we got here? Just give the money to the police. Use it to build infrastructure that will help police departments work together. Oh, okay, Billy. Okay, I got it. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Okay, the reason for that is because those are three of the most commonly traded illicit items. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms are historically the three things that are sold illegal. Of course, alcohol, because of prohibition, before prohibition, it wasn't a major problem. But with prohibition and the banning of alcohol in the 1920s, bootleggers and gangsters became massively important and influential, and it was a major issue. So that's why alcohol. Tobacco has long been a product smuggled because there's no national tax on tobacco. The taxes are at the state level. So tobacco is produced in states like Virginia and North Carolina, in which the taxes are incredibly low because they don't want to harm their product. You know, they want people to buy it, so they keep the taxes low and they make money off the volume sold. But in other states which are trying to reduce smoking or don't produce tobacco, like Ohio or New York City, a packet of smokes is like $21. That's insane. $21 for a packet of cigarettes. I mean, when I was enlisted in the Army, you could buy a carton of cigarettes, a carton, for like $3 because there were no taxes on it. That's how cheap the tobacco was. Yeah, so alcohol because of prohibition, tobacco because people buy it and then they go across state lines and they sell it illegally in another state where there's no taxes and you can make a fortune. One of the ways that terrorists make money in the United States and radical groups here is they buy tobacco in places like North Carolina. They fill up the back of their combi or their truck. They hide it in there and then they drive to another state and then they sell it off. Now, they get caught occasionally, but alcohol, tobacco, and firearms are responsible for that. If you buy a carton of cigarettes for $5 a carton in North Carolina, and then you can sell it for $20 a pack or $15 a pack in, let's say, 10 packs of cigarettes, and let's say it's $10 for the carton, okay? So a buck a pack. I know it's more than that, but let's go with $30. $30 for 10 packs, so $3 a pack. There you go. In North Carolina, you go to New York City, you get it's $21 to buy a pack, so you sell them for $15 and undercut the marketplace. You're making $12 per pack of cigarettes. That's $120 for a single carton of cigarettes. And people buy them. That's why alcohol, tobacco, and firearms are also illicitly traded. Stolen firearms and illegally traded firearms are big issues. That's why alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Did I answer your question? I hope I did. Can't find death on... Yeah, well, Charles, it depends on the country. Not everything on Netflix is available everywhere. In the United Kingdom, you can watch The Big Bang Theory on Netflix. You can't watch it in the U.S. Why? Because the Columbia Broadcasting System owns The Big Bang Theory, CBS, and they won't let you watch it on Netflix because they have their own crappy streaming channel. That's right. CBS All Access, they want to charge you $6-7 a month, and then you can watch The Big Bang Theory on there, but you can't watch it on Netflix. But in the UK, there is no CBS, so they license it to Netflix. Rama Pacino today graduated the same medical degree as Bill Gates. Exactly. Traficantes. Wasn't there also a gas line explosion in Nebraska? Possibly. I didn't see that in the news. The most probable illicit trades now are people, drugs, and guns. Yeah, well, people are COVID. That's true. But the volume of human trafficking is not nearly as high as it is in alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Can't blame people for doing stuff like that. Our economic laws are screwed. Well, I can blame them. It's called Death of 2020, okay? Just get a VPN and watch everything in all countries on Netflix. Yeah, okay, but folks, VPNs are massive data hogs. What you're doing is you're duplicating the signal. So unless you have like a T1 connection or better, you're getting lags because you're going from your ISP, tunneling through to another ISP in another country, so you get an IP address there, say in the US or in the UK, and then that data comes back through that path. You add in another layer to it, and you get lots of delays. VPNs never work for beans for me. There was an exception. I used Hide My Ass, which is a wonderful VPN program, and it was effective so I could watch some sporting events, but there were always lags. You have to have lots of data, lots of bandwidth in order to use VPNs effectively, folks. So I'm just saying, I'm not a fan of VPNs. Cigarettes cost $4 to manufacture. I know this firsthand. It's my industry. Charles, you are also in the tobacco industry. Well, Haman Rue's in the tobacco industry. Cool. All right. VPN works perfect for me, says Avril. Cool. Massive fan of the Big Bang Theory. Check it out on DSTV Comedy Channel. See, I can't get that. I can't. There's not a single channel I can watch here in the U.S. and watch the Big Bang Theory anytime I want. However, my basement has all 12 seasons in Blu-ray, and I can watch it anytime I like. With no commercials, no interruptions. Just the Big Bang Theory. That's right. That's my kind of thing, folks. I'm loving the Big Bang Theory. Yep. Wow. By the way, lots of rancor going back and forth about the new variant. Let's talk about that. Woo-hoo, the new variants. South Africa's virus variant drives holiday surge of cases. Andrew Meldrum. Well, South Africa's normally joyful and lively Christmas celebrations have been dampened by the spike in new cases and deaths driven by the country's variant of COVID-19. A record number of 14,305 cases, confirmed cases, by the way, folks, probably 140,000, have been confirmed in the last 24 hours with no sign of South Africa reaching a peak, threatening the country's health systems. Ooh, South Africa has a cumulative total of 968. No, this is already old. It's already a million now, folks. A million now. South Africa's 7-day rolling average daily new cases has more than doubled in the past 2 weeks from 8.65 per 100,000 people to 18.25 per 100,000 people. The South African variant 501v2 is more infectious than the original COVID-19. Now, how do we know that? And is dominant in the country. Okay, how did it become dominant so quickly? How did it become dominant and when did it become dominant? The 501v2. So, instead of Tresemme, now we're going to be talking about South Africa's 501v2. 501v2, folks. Unbelievable. Anyway, unbelievable. So there you go. We've got the 501v2 version of this stuff. This is what's going on here. So that's what we have now. Sick of this BS. Well, you're not alone there, man. Lots of us are sick of it. What's going on here? Why is this not... There it is. There, okay. Sounds more like a retirement fund. It does sound like a retirement fund, Devolve. The 501v2. South Africa's very own COVID variant. Congratulations on that. You now have your own COVID variant in South Africa. Crazy stuff. How can they get an accurate figure if the test is not accurate itself? Agreed. I agree with you. Hey, look at me. I've been ahead of the new variant curve for weeks now. Totally saw this coming. COVID-21. It's true, COVID. But you're not alone, man. It's not exactly rocket science. I've been saying this since the very outset of this. By the way, in my video, I talk about the number of cases of tuberculosis. 2017 is the most recent figures available from the government of South Africa, from Statistics South Africa. So 2017, 34,000 plus people died from COVID or from tuberculosis in South Africa. This year, we have 26,000 have died in 2020 from COVID. Less than tuberculosis. More than influenza, but less than tuberculosis. It was about 20,000 died from influenza that year. How many of these people were tested before they got COVID? I would like to know that. Good question. As soon as UK said this, South Africa instantly backtracked. Of course they did. The Europeans are blaming it on the UK. The UK is blaming it on South Africa. And we're all sitting around just shaking our head going, when does this nonsense end, ladies and gentlemen? When does it end? Does it ever end? Will it ever end? This is absolutely insane, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what a question I ask in this. So when the Minister of Health from South Africa says the following, by the way, here's some friendly advice from South Africa's health minister, Dr. Tswile Mkhize. Dr. Mkhize says on Twitter, use the COVID Alert SA app to protect yourself, your loved ones, and your community. Start using this privacy-preserving app today. Add your phone to the fight. Download the COVID Alert SA app now. And he gives you a URL. This is from Boxing Day from the health minister, Dr. Tswile Mkhize. And to which I say... No. Privacy preserving application? What kind of moron do you take us for? This app tells people if you have COVID. How is it privacy preserving? Folks, we are about to see the next generation of stigma. You watch this. We are going to see this requirement to carry certificates that you've had it or that you're vaccinated. Never mind the fact that they can't even convey immunity. Remember, before Donald Trump got COVID-19, we were told that, oh, it's okay. People have had it. Now they have immunity. Implying they had it for life, like measles and chickenpox and rubella. Once you've had that, you have it. You're good for life. That's what they implied. But many viruses that mutate rapidly, like this virus and like HIV, you don't have immunity against them. Well, HIV is not a good example. Influenza is a better example. Influenza, people get sick from the flu, and they can get sick within a year, within 4 months in some cases, because of new variants that your body doesn't build immunities to and antibodies to. So now that Donald Trump has had it, we've been told the truth. Well, you can only get immunity for maybe 4 months. Really? So you can catch COVID again? Even the same variant? What about the immunization? If the immunization only gives you limited immunity, how long is that good for? So if we're going to deny people the vaccination because they're white, because, white people, the system is set up for them, that according to the New England Journal of Health, they've told us that so elderly white people should be denied the vaccine because the health system has profited and benefited them their entire lives. Tell that to my mother who died a decade prematurely from cancer after receiving piss poor treatment as a consequence of hysteria over COVID-19. She didn't profit by being white. She died before the average life expectancy of a woman in this country, which is in the 80s now, and she died at 75. So I don't want to hear your horse shit about this nonsense. Stop it. Stop the nonsense. So what happens with this? If you only get immunity for 4 months, and we're not going to get everybody vaccinated, certainly not within 4 months, and the vaccine only works 94% anyway, what is the purpose of all this? Can I have an end date for this? Mr. Mkhizi, Cyril Ramaphosa, Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, Jay Inslee, Bill de Blowhard, Andrew Cuomo. Could I have an end date for this? Could you please tell me? Joe Biden. When does this end? Will variant 96? Will COVID 37? Will Ebola West Africa pop up? What will happen next? Will we destroy the world over your stupidity? Most likely we will. It seems like. Dodgy doctor. Yeah, fraud. Well, that's my video on Dr. Fraud. Thank you for putting that in there, Hendo. Appreciate that. Please check out that video, folks, about Dr. Fraud, who now says, I thought I could nudge it up. This guy just makes it up as he goes, man. Everything he talks about is just made up as he goes. It's unbelievable. Death of communism, Satanism. Well, I don't disagree with that. Bill Gates says that even after the vaccine, there still won't be a return to normal. Exactly. And he's an idiot who's stolen billions out of our pockets with his defective software for decades. Vic has said, had to do an assignment on stigma of COVID for university. Well, I think that's going to be a great one. We will see stigma attached to COVID. So if you don't have a health certificate, which I'll just get from a Nigerian. Yes, right. I'm just going to make a link with a Nigerian fraudster who will give me regular updates on my certificate. Here you go. See, I'm good. I'm good against COVID. I've had it, been vaccinated. I'm good. Change the date every 90 days. Been good. So if you don't have that, or if you don't wear a red band on your arm or something, or a badge, or carry a passport, then you already see the stigma, folks. I see it from these terrified people who think that a mask protects them from COVID. If you walk across a parking lot, you see people go the other way. You already see stigma taking place. It's insanity, folks. It's utter insanity. Have you read Death of the West? Just get a copy. Well, there's lots of things called Death of the West, so I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Who's the author? People already police each other to wear masks and wear them correctly in malls. Yeah, it's Citizen NKVD. That's right. It is the Stasi, where 17 million East Germans, 1 out of every 17 was a spy for the Stasi. They had 1 million people on their payroll spying on their family and neighbors. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Sheeple talk. I thought I could just get famous before I really got old. Hook me up with your certificate, dude, says Ice. Yeah, no, we'll just get you hooked up with some Nigerians, man. They know what they're doing. The one, you can help us out, man. Hook us up with somebody in Nigeria can get us those 411 scams. They can make certificates for us. What else? Okay. COVID certificates will be a great new business. Absolutely. And what will be the standard? Well, I'll just make my own certificate. I'm good to go. Good to go, folks. Well, it has been a while. We haven't seen this in a little bit. So it's time, ladies and gentlemen. You know what's coming. You're right. So you know what's coming, folks. Here it is. Here it is. Sheeple. Folks, don't be sheeple. Make cogent decisions. Think clearly for yourself. Be lucid in your decision making. Don't let these clueless politicians who don't even have any concept of what science is. Remember, they told us the science is settled. Well, science is settled. Well, anyone that says the science is settled doesn't understand science. They're absolute morons. Cloth masks have no filtration function. Correct, Charles. And most people are simply wearing a piece of cloth, not a proper filtration device on their face. Are you rapture ready? Is it end of days? Is it end of days? How many subs did you lose with that bleeding? I don't know, Paul. I was gaining subscribers when I'm bleeding. I stopped bleeding, and then I've been losing subscribers. I've been shedding subscribers like viral particles. I've been shedding subscribers in December like COVID. Particles just falling right off. Not make up a day for ladies. Christmas was yesterday. It's sounding more and more like World War II, where people in Nazi-occupied areas of Europe were encouraged to spy on each other. No, it's sounding like East Germany, the Deutsche Demokratische Republik, and the Stasi. Staatssicherheitsministerium, the Stasi. Yeah, that's what it's sounding like. You see students who say science is settled. Yeah. Well, they also say science must fall, Hendo. Time to get Lassie on our side. Woof, woof, whistle, whistle. Sounds like a goat. Yeah, Bettina Krenbauer. I have to be careful because between doing a sheep and a goat, there's a distinction, but you got to be careful. Sometimes you miss it. Is it just me that freaking heat is getting me down? Sorry to hear that, Anne-Marie. It's no heat here. It's cool. Actually, it's very nice today. It was about 28 degrees, which would be -1, -2. And I loved it. It was nice. I was enjoying it. It was very lovely out there in my shorts walking around. Pat Buchanan. Yeah, no, that's an older one, Sylvester. I have that book. Yeah, he wrote that some time ago. Yeah, that's a good book, Death of the West. Mark Zuckerberg and Jack Doofus, the unholy trinity, Bill Gates. Yeah, I agree. Jack Doofus. What is fair punishment for these crimes they've committed against the free world? Well, they have to be brought to account first before you can come up with punishment. If the government says cloth masks don't work, they will have to give the N95 medical masks to the whole population. Exactly, Charles, and they don't have enough of them. Allergic to sub-zero temperatures. Well, I understand that. Folks, you're listening to Chris White Africa on the Indaba Africa channel here on YouTube, part of the Indaba Broadcasting Network, the IBN. Thanks for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. 135 viewers today. Welcome back, folks. Are you all here because no one else is streaming? Some of you are here because there's no Ronaldo, there's no Roman, there's no Germ. Nobody's streaming. It's just me. Is that why some people are here? Or are you just coming back after having been busy for the holidays? Just as well you don't have a goatee, but a full Santa beard. Does that mean I don't have to wear a helmet when I ride now? Well, yeah, like you're going to suddenly be safe on the road. No, you should always wear a helmet when you're riding a motorcycle. That's just good advice. Just good advice. And I offer it to you. So let me see. What else we got here on South Africa? Oh, here you go, folks. This is from a few days back, December 22nd, before Christmas. Lisa Janssen's always here. Well, thank you, Lisa. But we're definitely seeing a larger spike in those watching today. We're averaging about 75, peaking at 100 max. Today we've hit 135, maybe 150, and people are sticking around longer. Well, honey, I haven't seen you in a while. This is no longer a man's world, as James Brown's song, but a rich man's world. It's a rich man's world. Yep. Nope. Christmas celebrations kept us busy. That's what I thought, Sharon. I think a lot of people were busy by Christmas. That's why I didn't get too crushed by the drop in viewership over the Christmas holidays. But I am a little disconcerted about the number of subscribers falling off. I'm hoping to keep it over 20,000. I think we get into January and people get back to business. We should be able to start picking people up. Plus, I'll do more prepared videos. I've been a bit busy. Yep. Crazy stuff. Anyway, in the field of science, scientists disagree with each other. Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, let me see. What else is here? I only watch your channel, says Charles. Well, Charles, that's amazing. I'm very grateful if you only watch my channel. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for that, man. That is awesome stuff. Man, I'm getting inundated with messages here real quick. Let me see. I'm just trying to get something going here. What? John Jarvis just gave a super chat, man. Woo-hoo. We were totally unprepared for this pandemic. Perhaps they forgot the Hong Kong flu that I lived through with no mask or lockdowns from 68 to 70. Do not get me started on the 57, 58 movie. Oh, okay. Victoria's back. Hey, I'm just here after a busy day personally. Glad to see that you're back, Victoria. But, oh my goodness. What's going on here? I have to skip this. Give me a second here. Give me a second here. Oh. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those cats were fast as lightning. It's a little bit frightening, but timing. Funky Chinaman from Funky Chinatown. Ancient Chinese art. But it was kung fu fighting. Those cats were fast as lightning. In fact, it's a little bit frightening. Expert timing. Carl Douglas right there, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Let's put us with Sherman and Mr. Peabody in the Wayback Machine. That'll have to get deleted after the show, folks. That'll have to get deleted after the show. Kung Fu Fighting. Woo! I'm stoked now, folks. Now I'm all excited. I'm ready to do the Night Owl edition here a little bit later. I'm very excited about that. 1984, the movie is a must-watch if you haven't. Well, reading the book is even better. Woo! Woo! Now I'm all excited. I'm all fired up. Kung Fu fighting. Yes. Tell me a little more about what you mean by the real perpetrators. Oh, you're talking about Nigel. Hey, Viant Prince. Good to see you there again. Donald should have played that song at his rallies. I think so. That would have been better than playing the Village People, right? That would have been awesome. The Donald, I'd be like, everybody was kung fu fighting. Those cats were fast as lightning. That would have been awesome. Carl Douglas, I think he's still alive. He could have come out and sang it with him. That would have been cool. Did not know you could jive like that. Well, thank you, Vegas. I also breakdance too, so we can do that. That song played on my dad's 8-track. Oh my God, dad's 8-track. Yes, it would have played on an 8-track. That's correct. Folks, do you remember what 8-tracks are? For the younger folks in the audience, you don't know what an 8-track is. An 8-track was the recording industry's most annoying device ever created. My goodness, you had this hard plastic tape that you stuck into this big thing in your dashboard or on your hi-fi, your high fidelity stereo at home, and then it only played one direction. So you couldn't rewind it. You just had to listen to it, went through. Wow, 8-tracks. Whoa, they were crap. Neil says, a sad day for humanity, the entire world. I listened to Stram on Trump this morning. You present an argument most would never rationalize. Thank you for the great revelations and insights. What's the sad day for humanity? What am I missing there, Neil? Please share. What's going on? What did I miss? Having sex in an old apartment. Ooh, what's going on there? I don't want to hear about that, Sylvester. Bad Moon Rising. Oh, that's a good song, too. Played it on my 8-track. Yes, I'm young. Don't rub it in, Colonel. Hey, the one. Hey, be happy you're young, man. Be happy you're young. There's nothing wrong with being young. 8-track was like a brick. It was. And they were crap. 8-tracks. 8-tracks, bell bottoms, Elvis collars, ooh, psychedelic shirts. You missed the first half. I did, Sylvester. I missed it. So. Oh, Bettina Krenbauer hasn't heard that in ages. Well, yeah, you heard it right here in Chris White Africa. It's becoming our theme song. Now we're going to get in trouble because we keep playing Carl Douglas's Kung Fu Fighting. Why are we playing it? Because some woke clown attacked that song. And, of course, you know, some people use the phrase Kung Flu Fighting to talk about the China virus, as Donald Trump calls it. Yeah, so some people take offense to that. Okay, fine. Trump losing the election. What do you mean Trump's losing the election? What am I missing here, Neil? Did something develop today about Trump losing the election? I haven't seen that. Big Yellow Taxi is now dedicated to the 80 million. 8-track is ancient school. It's not old school. It's ancient school. Well said, Hendo. Lezada's here, popping in for a like and a hi. Thank you so much for the like and the hi. Let's see how we're doing here on the program. I don't know. Let me see. Let me check out my resource before I start playing around. 72%. Do I dare risk pushing up my... Well, maybe I can do it this way. Let's see. That probably shouldn't push it up. Let me see. 72. Oh, that pushed up to 100%. Simply opening up one tab. See, that's nonsense. Back down to 85%. Yeah, Carl Douglas, Kung Fu Fighting. Yeah, he's still around, man. Wow. It's amazing stuff. He looked a lot better when he's younger. Time has not been kind to Carl Douglas, folks. It has not been kind to Carl Douglas. I see his picture of him 10 years ago. He's looking pretty rough. That's interesting. So I was watching Red Dwarf last night. Oh, I've gained 8 subscribers during the stream. What's going on there? Thanks. If you're not a subscriber and you joined during the stream, thank you so much. Suddenly I gained 8 subscribers. Or is it, oh, my Dr. Fraud video has doubled in viewership since we came on. That's pretty exciting. Cool. Maybe it caught on fire for somebody. Thank you for that. Let's take a look real quick, folks, and see what the performance of these videos are. So we're looking at the Trump Must Go one. And that one says, boom, 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 2,600 views. Not bad. And it shot up, wow, 236 when I started this program. So people must have went and watched it while they're watching the stream. So thanks for that. That's interesting. But yeah, the Dr. Fraud video is now up to 437 views. It's had a little uptick since we came on the stream. Well, thanks, guys, for that. Appreciate it. And I will have another video after the stream is done. I couldn't load it simultaneously because I didn't want to mess with the bandwidth. But this one is about South Africa's milestone, its dubious milestone of 1 million COVID cases, and my analysis and commentary on that. So I want to take a look and see how we're doing on this stream very quickly here before we continue on. There we go. Right. We're back on track here for normal viewership. It'd be great. Hey, there's Erica. That was when life was great. Yeah. Wow, man. Chad Blingnote says, will you be attending Biden's inauguration? I hear it's going to be viral. Oh, virtual. Virtual. I thought I said viral. Same difference. Virtual, viral. I'm not going to, but I might be in D.C. on the 6th of January wearing a big diaper on my face and wearing a plastic shield and carrying body armor as we see the march for Trump take place on January 6th. I'm thinking very seriously about it, folks. That's a possibility coming. Possibility of Trump losing. No. I got you. I thought something happened there, Neil. No. Yeah, it is a sad day if it does happen. Red Dwarf, shout out. Great English sci-fi. Yeah, Red Dwarf is amazing. And I watched the 2020, the most recent one they did, season 13, which is just a movie. It's a pretty cool movie. I just watched it and then I went back and watched season 4. Red Dwarf, man. Smegheads. We're up to 127 likes, 126 people currently viewing. Wow, cool beans. And we had a little bit of super chats in the stream so far too. So a possibility of Trump losing. You made my day, says Nick Muller. What, with the kung fu fighting? Are the Hunger Games a possibility? Well, hey, Victoria says, I like how your current president said he wanted $2,000 for people, and the Dems say, yes, we'll do that. Strange that they're supporting a Republican president. No, it's not strange at all, Victoria, because they don't intend to. And so you're missing the point entirely. What Donald Trump said is this 5,000-page abomination of legislation that the Democrats and Republicans sent to Donald Trump, he refuses to sign. Because that 5,000-page abomination includes money for Venezuela, for the Kennedy Center, $26 million for the Kennedy Center for Performing Arts, a place that only rich elite people get to visit and is in Washington, D.C. How does the country benefit from that? What does that have to do with COVID relief? Not a damn thing. It doesn't do anything to improve anybody's financial situation. So Donald Trump said, don't send $600 to Americans. That's outrageous. Earlier this year, the vile, repulsive Nancy Pelosi whined about Donald Trump coming up with $1,200 emergency relief instantaneously within weeks. Within weeks, he pushed Congress to approve $1,200 per adult, and they did it. And what did Nancy Pelosi say? These are crumbs. These are crumbs. And then what does Nancy Pelosi put together for Donald Trump to sign on his way out the door? A bill with $600 per American. For millions of Americans have been suffering, losing their businesses and their jobs because of the stupidity of people like Bill de Blasio, Jay Inslee, Tom Wolf, Andrew Cuomo. And Donald Trump says $600 is ridiculous. You're sending me a 5,000-page piece of legislation to sign to give money away to foreign countries to support gender studies investigations? What does that have to do with COVID relief? Not a damn thing. Nothing to do with it. Send me a bill that says $2,000 for Americans per adult so we can actually help Americans out and get rid of all this other bullshit. Victoria, you're missing the point entirely. It's not about the $2,000, and the Democrats have no intention of giving Americans $2,000. They intend to send another bloated 5,000-page piece of bullshit full of riders and pork so that they can buy votes, not support the American people. Donald Trump says support the American people. And the fact that people can't see this is insane. How can anybody go 5,000 pages for a law? The law is simply a bill to say, here's $2,000 to every American who makes less than $75,000 per year. Couples get $150,000. That's what it's about. That's what Trump said to do. They won't do that. They'll sit on their ass, they'll blame it on Donald Trump, or they'll blame it on the Republicans in the House who blew up this bill. Rightly so. And the few brave, courageous, legitimate legislators in the Senate like Rand Paul. You're missing the point entirely, Victoria. You are missing the point entirely. They say they're getting him exactly what he's asking for. I don't believe that for a heartbeat, Victoria. The only reason I believe that's even remotely possible is because they're terrified of losing David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler seats to David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. So they might do something just to give money. Hey, Nick, thanks a lot. There's a stripper chat right there, 70 Rand. Thank you so much. They would only do this so they can say, look, see, we care. And if you bring people like Warnock in and the other opponent, bring them in, then you'll get more of this because the Democrats will control the House, the presidency, and the Senate. That's the only reason she's doing it. It's very cynical. Let me ask you this question, Victoria. May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Why do we have to wait 8 more months for the House of Representatives to present a bill to the president with $2,000 of relief? Why now? Why 8 months? Why wasn't this done in September? Why was it done in July? Why was it done in October, November? No, this is all bullshit politics. Get rid of this nonsense. Stop this idiocy. Let me run the House and the Senate. I will solve this problem overnight. One page of legislation. Americans, American citizens, not foreign nationals, not green card holders, American citizens. And now I'm getting more skipping going on here. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Anyway, look at that. Look at that. Let me shut down some more things here. Can't shut down Windows Explorer. I already learned that message. That already caused me problems. Sorry, my rant got delayed because this thing is skipping again. Oh, God, this is really annoying. I've got to do something about this computer. Really got to do something about this computer. So Charles just gave a super chat of 140 Rand. Thank you so much for that, Charles. Super chat. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. So pork like no, Paul. No. You're confusing. That's not pork that buys peace in the Middle East. The $6 billion per year given to Egypt and Israel is far less money than would be spent trying to rebuild the Middle East or provide relief or ending a conflict there. It's a cheap price, $6 billion for that. And also, it's not part of this bill. It's not part of this bill. That's part of the foreign appropriations bill each and every year. Each and every year, that's part of the foreign appropriations bill since 1979. The agreement was reached in 78. Since 79, that's been in there. Just like the MFO, multinational force in the Sinai. We participate in that as a consequence of Camp David. So you think you're being clever there, Paul, but you're not, because you're talking about apples and oranges. Apples and oranges. Two completely different things. Don't agree with him mostly, but here I agree. Okay, Victoria, who with me? Okay, was perfect on this side, no skipping or lagging. On my side, I got skip frames. So yeah, make a few business cards with your social media info to hand out to people. If you meet, you go. The crowd is also a platform, but for groundwork. Yeah, Lars Salas, I'm going to make new business cards up to show it. But the problem with making those is if I get deplatformed by YouTube, then boom, it's gone. But yeah, so I will make that. And I'll do that soon because I have someone that makes cards. I already have business cards for my consultancy, but I'll make one just for the channel. COVID only bill for now. Exactly, Charles. That's exactly what we need. Exactly what we need. COVID only. Bribes. And by the way, I'm against the bill. Victoria, we don't agree. I don't agree that Americans should be getting $2,000 handouts. Don't agree at all. What I agree is that the governors of New York and Pennsylvania, Washington State, and all these other places should take their foot off of our economy. They don't know what they're doing. Their actions. So we've been listening to these jackasses since February. Have they slowed COVID down? Have they stopped COVID? Have they cured COVID? No, they haven't. None of their actions have worked. We've adhered, and they always blame us. Oh, it's because people were not paying attention. No, we did what you told us to do. We wore diapers on our face. We cut our visits down. We don't attend any sporting events, no proms, no graduations, no kids are in school. We did everything you told us to do. But you don't know what you're talking about. So all you've managed to do is destroy our economy, destroy our lives, and break the bonds of social cohesion. Not to mention the stoking of racial hatred by racist black supremacist idiots like Black Lives Matter and leftists stoking racial and societal divide, bifurcating people on language and ethnicity, destroying our inner cities. That's what you've gotten us. Nothing positive. We did what you said. You've been wrong again and again and again and again. You have lost your right to tell us what to do. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, Jay Inslee, Tom Wolfe, Andrew Cuomo, Dr. Fraud, Dr. Blixen and Donner and Cupid and whatever her name is. You have lost all credibility whatsoever. Nothing you've told us has been accurate or honest. And you have zero humility, zero honesty to tell people the truth. You're vile. You're elites. You're privileged. And you are dictating totalitarian fascism to us and expect us to live like mushrooms in a dark, damp cave where you shovel shit and expect us to be happy about eating shit. For those who've lost loved ones this year, not to COVID, but as a consequence of COVID's stupidity, we're angry because we listened to you. We did what you said. And what has it gotten us? A lost year of our life, which we will not recover, lost loved ones, and a virus that's out of control. At least the way you describe it, out of control. You've accomplished zero Andrew Cuomo, other than make yourself look like an ass. Is Authentic Max here? Authentic Max, where the hell have you been, my friend? I talk about you on almost every stream. I haven't seen you in ages. Folks, it's Authentic Max in live from Nepal. Yes, happy to see Authentic Max again. People can't see it because they're busy looking at the wrong places. Meanwhile, in Nepal, geopolitics is getting sweaty with the ESEU, India and China trying to get hold of Nepal. Well, it's not just Nepal. It's also China and Pakistan, China and India, the South China Seas, the Straits of Malacca. It's happening all over the world. The Chinese are expanding their reach while the world, Hong Kong, while the world looks elsewhere. China threatens all of its neighbors while the world looks elsewhere. If Joe Biden becomes president, folks, you might very well see the end of Taiwan or a very bloody war between Taiwan and mainland China. Because Joe Biden will do nothing. He will not lift a finger to protect Taiwan. Wait, you heard it here first. The coming conflict in Taiwan. Oh my goodness. Good to see you back, Authentic Max. If he can't rant like a sober, what can he do when he's pissed? Well, if I'm drunk, imagine me ranting then. Newsom petition is gaining ground. Remove him. Yes, it's over 1 million signatures now. They need 1.5 million to remove him. But the damage he does in the meantime are just too much. Why are we talking about Jews? What's going on here? Just joined Telegram. Well, Charlene, thanks for joining the Telegram group. By the way, folks, okay, a little bit of e-begging before we close the stream. And did I miss this super chat? No, I got this. That was from Charles. He gave 140 Rand super chat. Thank you so much for that. Before we close up the stream, let me just do this real quickly. A little bit of e-begging. I've been reading the Ronaldo Jos, a book of e-begging for amateurs, and I have to go through the chapters and make sure I don't miss any points. Number one, if you're not a subscriber to Chris White Africa, hey, become a subscriber. Why not? It's absolutely free. And by the way, if you are a subscriber or you think you are a subscriber, just look every now and then below the video. You'll notice whether you're still subscribed or not. YouTube unsubscribes people all the time. It's another person in the stream today told us they've been unsubscribed. Please resubscribe. They keep taking subscribers away. So there you go. So please become a subscriber. Share it with your friends and family. Tell people about the channel. That's if you find something you enjoy, why not share it? It's free. They can watch it for free. So there's that. Next on the e-begging platform here, I do have merchandise, which I never pimp very much. If you're in Australia, I think in New Zealand, not sure, I can't confirm you can buy that in New Zealand, but Australia, the Europe, or the North America, you can buy the Indaba Africa t-shirts, mugs, whatever it is you like. You can check it out. It's there on the Teespring page. You can check it out. So we'll bring that up another time. If you would like to be a financial supporter of the channel, you can join Chris White Africa for a very nominal charge. I set up the memberships because people asked me to, not to make money off of them. And so becoming a member, which grants you access to the custom emojis, to the icon next to your name, which also is one way to help prevent people cloning your email or cloning your account here. You can become a member and have 3 levels. Master and Commander, which is $10 a month US. Then they have the Platoon Leader, which is at Platoon Commander, which is at $5 a month, or the Recruit Team Member, which is at $2 per month. But it's not $2 per month in South Africa, folks. If you're in South Africa, it's only 10 Rand, 9 Rand 99 per month. Wow. 9 Rand. What can you get for 9 Rand? You can't even get fries or chips at KFC. Maybe at Wimpy to go along. But there you go. So if you want to support the channel, you can become a member that way. And anyone that wants to super chat, that is a function that's available here on the channel. So feel free to do that. Anyway, let's see what else we got here. Don't forget to launch false flag trolling to get membership subscription payments too. False flag trolling. No, we don't like trolling. So there's a film I'd like you to look at, says Victoria. I just subscribed to Andy again. I'm Andy Lowe now rather than Andy Lowe. Hate this YouTube crap. I'm with you on that. Thanks, Andy. I really appreciate it. But your paid membership disappeared. I thought you were a paid member before. Let's see. If you have aspirations to get into politics, then you can use the strategy described above to grow a followership naturally. It will require you to start filming at rallies, so right target. Yeah, no, actually, that's a good idea. I should get those cards made up, but I won't be able to get those business cards made up in time for January 6th. I could maybe make some of my own, print them out, and take them with me and let people know about it. Master and Commander is a good film. Yeah, it is, and that's why I named it after that. You'll notice it's a naval theme, even though I'm an Army officer, so there you go. Yeah, okay. Cool. Catherine says, give it a break, please. You're obviously anti. What's this? Oh, devolve. Yeah, no. If that's why I said, why are we talking about Judaism here in this chat? If anybody's going to be an anti-Semite, leave. You're not welcome here. Catherine's words are absolutely correct. If someone said something anti-Semitic, piss off. You're not welcome here. We don't broker or tolerate bigotry. and hatred, particularly against people's religions. So even Wiccans are welcome to this channel. You want to watch this channel if you're Wiccan, feel free to watch it. Anyway, but if anybody is an anti-Semite, then you're in the wrong place. This is not a home for you. Anyway. You're the first choice, says Barbara. Well, thank you, Barbara. Appreciate it. Anyway, well, folks, wow, we still got quite a crowd here, but I'm going to have to end. But I did want to do this very quickly. I was going to cover this, and then it started crapping out on me, the resources earlier. So here we go. Let's put this back up. South Africa's Eskom seeks to raise prices to avoid a collapse. South Africa State Power Monopoly says it will need to charge customers more for electricity if it is to cut its debts and stave off bankruptcy. Years of corruption and mismanagement under disgrace. Former President Jacob Zuma left Eskom with surging costs, falling revenues, a fleet of breakdown-prone coal stations, and ballooning debts. Okay, so it's not under Jacob Zuma. It's under the ANC since 1994. They have not repaired or replaced power stations that they inherited in 1994 in many cases. They have shuttered coal-fired power stations to cut down their carbon emissions, only to be forced to reopen them later on because they have no alternative and no plan in place. This is a corrupt parastatal, and it is corrupt today as it was under Jacob Zuma, under Cyril Ramaphosa. So this is a misleading article blaming it all on Jacob Zuma's administration. Yes, it's true, but it's 26 years of ineptitude, corruption, and malfeasance, not, 5 years under Jacob Zuma. Eskom's $32 billion debt has throttled investment in South Africa's creaking power supplies and will be a major priority for Cyril Ramaphosa next year. No, it won't. He doesn't give a crap. Doesn't give a crap. Andre de Ruyter, the sucker they got to be the chief executive of Eskom, which generates nearly all South Africa's power, told the Financial Times loss-making utility needed cost-reflective tariffs alongside debt relief of more than $13 billion to avoid collapse that would pose a huge risk to the economy. Well, folks, there you go. They're going to raise your power again. For those of you who actually pay for power in South Africa, you're going to pay for even more crazy stuff. Volken Eskom. Exactly right, Hendo. FFS, they are not giving us actual reading for a year, but charging us high estimated rates and want to charge $350 to come out to do their job. Yeah, they want to charge you so that they come out and read your meter. While next door in Botswana, we have prepaid meters in which the meter usage is mirrored right there. And so you get scratch cards and you call in or you put the code in and you get more electricity. But the meter runs until you use all of it. They can meter the use right there. And you can do the same thing in South Africa. But they're lazy little shits at Eskom. Why is Eskom CEO on the World Economic Forum Zoom? I don't know why he was there. If electricity is already so high and one buys electricity mid or near the end of the month, one gets penalized by getting less prepaid units. Theft. Yeah, exactly. Putting up solar stuff now. This is in stuff this increases. Well, I can recommend to you guys. I've talked about a solar company. We can talk about that later stream because I want to shut down here in a second. But ANC criminal communist cabal is cancer, destroying everything they touch. Right. Anyway, folks, there you go. I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thanks for the super chats. Wow, that was just so awesome. Let me just go take a look. I want to see how we're doing the stream. We had 120 some likes. I think 127 when I looked at last time. And I was looking at super chats. We were doing quite well in super chats. Thank you for that as well. Yeah, so come on. Let me load up over here. Content. It's okay. Oh, 2018. So no, we haven't gained any since the last time. Come on. I'm waiting for this thing to load. There you go. Thanks, Colonel. See you later. Thanks, Darwin. Andre Lowe just became. There you go. Thank you, Andre. Appreciate that. Glad to see you back. Unfortunately, I can't fix the house. I know you had to hire one, but I cannot fix the house. That's not anything I can have any control over. Sorry about that. That's unfortunate because once you lose it after 3 days, you lose it. What is going on here? Oh, my goodness. Gee, many crickets. Marauder says, see you later. Thanks, everyone. Use the code words. Lemmings are not as light as you are. Time to become a traveler. What do you Americans call? I'm not sure where you're going with that, Nigel. I believe there is truth in that the Illuminati, such people existed. Few are in this group. Nice stream as always. Well, thank you, the one. And there'll be a Night Owls edition later on. It might be a little bit later because I might actually, for once, give the NFL a chance today because the Colts are playing Pittsburgh, and I can't stand Pittsburgh, and it's on television, so I might watch it. Oh, come on. Give me control of my browser here. This is very frustrating. Sorry, I'm trying to get access to my browser here, and it's not playing nice. So let me get to this, and I'm just trying. Lillian Visser says, the working South African is currently not enough to cover this cost. I, for one, had no income for 7 months. Lily, I'm so sorry to hear you had no income. I hope that you've got it back. You've got an income again. Yeah, join. Oh, that's why. Sorry, that's what all started this. We have a Telegram group, folks. If you want to be part of Chris White Africa Telegram group, just go to Telegram and sign up. Your number is protected in Telegram, so no one knows your number, and you can be part of that conversation. Oh my God, this is annoying. What is going on with this freaking browser? Unbelievable. Sorry a second, folks. Here, there it is. Oh, there we go. 146 likes. Woo, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Almost 150. Push it to 150, folks. Push it to 150. A new member, some super chats. All right, so you can become a member of the Telegram group for absolutely free. You don't even have to be a subscriber. You're welcome to join. We have about 130 members in there right now. I just ask that you behave yourselves and spew no hatred, no bigotry, none of that racism, none of that stuff. Other than that, it's pretty much free and open for people to join. It's an open group. If you want to be a member of the Chris White Africa WhatsApp group, you must be a paying member. That's a perk of being a paying member. And then you must send me an email requesting that you get into the group. I don't put people in the group because your mobile number is revealed in there to other members. So you must request that. But you can join our Telegram group, which is open to anybody. And you can join our WhatsApp group if you're a member. So there you go, folks. That's it. And I want to thank everybody. We've hit 150 likes. God bless. We're going to be back with a Night Owls edition in a little while. And I'm going to close it right here. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I appreciate your support. Look for my no video getting uploaded as soon as I get off the air. And that one is about South Africa's dubious milestone of 1 million confirmed Wuhan coronavirus COVID-19 cases. Thanks a lot, folks. God bless. And we'll catch you here on the Night Owls edition of Chris White Africa. God bless. And as Big Daddy Liberty says, never trust a commie. As Chris Wyatt says, don't trust a cadre. They're coming for everything that you have. God bless and take care, folks.